In this exercise, we're going to be discussing automatically placed dimensions. As you go through the modeling process, you'll need to create drawings of your models to build your parts. To do this, you're going to be using dimensions extensively. Everything has to have a dimension, and you have to be able to create that part from those dimensions. The good news is everything we did to model the part is still in Inventor. Inventor's smart enough to understand that those dimensions you use to create the sketches and to drive the extrusions and revolves, holes and things like that you use to create these parts, Inventor can actually automatically bring those over into your drawing. You can delete those dimensions, you can add more dimensions, you can do anything you want to them. However, if you do go in there and edit that dimension, it will drive the size of the part. So for example, if we look at this part here, you can see that it's in an Imperial template. This is 1.97 inches. If I right click and say edit, right away I'll notice that this was actually drawn as a metric part but put into an Imperial template. So Inventor automatically does calculations for me. If I change this to 55 millimeters instead of 50, you can see that my part actually increased in size. So it allows these dimensions to drive the size and shape of this part. If I change this, it'll change the actual part file. If I go in here and I open this up, my original part file is now changed. And I can see here that this sketch is now 55 millimeters tall. Likewise, if I come in here and edit this sketch, and I take it back to 50 millimeters, and then I go back over to my drawing, you can see that it changes back. So the dimensions are associated to the model both ways. For most 2D CAD programs, that's very counterintuitive because the dimensions are only one way associative. But in Inventor, the dimensions can actually go both ways, from the drawing to the part and part to the drawing. So be careful if you ever edit anything, you don't want to override that. You can come in here and override the values with some kind of fake value, but I've always told my users if I ever catch them doing that even in AutoCAD, I'd come around with a ruler and wrap their knuckles, because that's never a good thing, because somebody else may not know that you've override that dimension, and therefore whenever they go to build the part, it would be built wrong because your dimension's wrong. All of the dimensions you see on this screen were automatically placed. They were retrieved from the part. There is no auto dimension command in Inventor. Everything is either retrieved from the model or it's manually placed. It sounds a lot worse than what it really is. It's very easy to use the retrieve dimension command, and we'll go over that in another exercise. Just know that whenever you automatically dimension something or you retrieve these dimensions from your part, it doesn't always work perfectly every time. You will need to use a mix of retrieved dimensions and manually placed dimensions to create your drawings. So in the next exercise, we'll be retrieving the dimensions and playing with this a little bit more hands-on.